positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness which creates and animates all things. After years of exploring this awe-inspiring truth on this podcast, I'm super excited to announce that we are now going even deeper down the rabbit hole on the new late-night style consciousness-elevating talk show called Optimistic, which features none other than you, the listeners. Optimistic is taped out of the epic, spaceship-esque 8-bedroom property we call the Mystic Manor that myself and the rest of the Optimistic crew now navigate reality from in Venice Beach, California. And you are invited to come experience a Mystic Manor immersion week with us. During your week-long stay, you'll enjoy unique workshops, chef-prepared meals, one-on-one time coaching and consulting with me, and even co-creating magic with me as a guest on both Optimistic and an episode of the Positive Head podcast. When I started this, my aim with these immersive retreats was to facilitate the ultimate spiritual upgrade and tune-up, so to speak, for our guests while providing them with one of the most memorable experiences of their lives. And I'm happy to say that as of this recording, every guest at the end of their trip so far has told me that they have had a profound and transformational experience at the Mystic Manor and that they definitely want to come back. All that being said, we only have a limited number of spots available between now and next July. And as of this recording, about half of those spots are already filled. So if there's any part of you that is screaming, yes, I want to come, I feel like I need to be there, go now and book a slot with me to discuss how we can put our heads together and make it happen at calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. I know for some people there is also that little voice in their head saying, why not? I can't get off work. I can't afford it, and on and on and on. But, really Henry Ford, I think, said it best. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And I'm confident that where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm personally committed to doing everything in my power, including discounts and payment plans, to get you here if it is something that truly feels like a huge yes for you energetically and like you're meant to be here. Once again, the link to book time to discuss with me is calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. That's spelled calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. All one word, of course. And book in some time and look forward to seeing you soon here at the Mystic Manor.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome back. Thank you for joining Samantha and I today. First, really quick, before we get started, I wanted to remind everybody about the upcoming Conscious Life Expo that's happening in Los Angeles. Starts February 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then Monday as well, the 10th. Amazing speakers this year. Russell Brand, James Redfield, Kimberly Meredith,
Greg Braden.
Right. There's so many good ones. So definitely go to that website, check it out, and come see us because I will be there. And I'd love to see you all there. So Samantha, tell me, I'm really curious about what's going on at the Manor. What kind of experiences are people having?
One of my favorite things is just seeing the difference that people have from when they walk in, like who they are, how they feel, what they think, the way that their body is held, the way they show up in the world, to the absolute shift, transformation, the difference when they leave. They're completely different humans. And that's what's happening here at the Manor, is that we bring people through quantum leaps, through transformational experiences where they get to really let go of all of the layers of the not self, all of those old beliefs and those limitations and the wounds and the old patterns and all the things that are not serving them in their highest. They get to let that wash away, really reclaim themselves and come into alignment with who they really are. And to do this through the facilitation that we bring them through, to do this through connecting to conscious community, to eating whole, living, live, delicious foods, to having their one-on-one coaching with myself, with Brandon, and just to be in this vortex that is the Mystic Manor. It's definitely a quantum accelerator. And it's amazing just seeing the relationships that are built here. You know, when you are full on for 7 days with this group of people going through these experiences, getting completely burst open and alchemized and rewriting your DNA. And so what happens when you're going through that with these people is just, you build family, you build tribe. And that's what we're doing here at the Mystic Manor. It's more than just the art or just the visionary, you know, music or thought leaders. It's really about choosing yourself fully and having a container that can meet you and hold you as you transform into the next iteration of your evolution.
I love this so much. Not only do you get this transformative experience, but you also get the community, which is humongous. And then you add on all the other cool things like the art and the music and the food, right? So just like the whole ball of wax. So you mentioned a little bit about some of the tools that you're using during the week. What are some of the things that people actually get to experience there?
Yeah, so without giving too much away, we do a lot of neuro-linguistic reprogramming. So reprogramming the thought patterns, the beliefs, DNA. We do trauma healing, energy alchemizing, giving you tools to use for clearing your emotional residue. So anxiety, guilt, shame, resentment, anger, all of these lower vibration energies that get stuck in the body. We teach you how to move that through, how to sequence energy, giving you tools how to relate to yourself and each other better, communication tools, authentic relating. We have epigenetic healing, meditations, Akashic records, just a whole slew of different tools and techniques. Amazing. And then combined with that, you know, eating this living food and drinking Mount Shasta holy water and all sorts of things, you're just getting blasted from every single area and angle with positivity, optimism, and love and light.
Excellent. These types of experiences are so wonderful because you get to come together in a community like this, and then you get to go home back to your quote unquote reality, and you get to spread all that love and light from there. So for me, it's just this, I see this beautiful continuation of the energy spreading from all these separate grid points. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we have been booked full since July, and, you know, January, February is a little different because people just spent their money and their time with family, and they're a little bit depleted, and they're feeling like the pressures of a new year and all of that stuff. And so people stop taking care of themselves at that time of year and doing really important things at times. And so we actually for like the first time, you know, we have a couple of spots open still. And throughout the rest of the year, we maybe have 4 or 5 spots still open. And we would love right now to incentivize anyone that wants to come kind of last minute to join us. We have a few spots left, 2 spots left or 3 spots left, in February, that first week. And so we are super happy to give a really beautiful incentive to anyone that feels called to joining us in that February. You can actually jump on a call with Brandon himself by going to www.calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. You can get on a call with him, and he can tell you more about the experience and help get you out here to start a new year, a new decade with a really powerful affirmation to the universe, just sharing that you are ready to really reclaim yourself and to connect with amazing community and to live an epic life, to be a positive head.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time of year to really initiate these things. Jupiter's in Capricorn this year, which is giving us so many benefits. And so, yeah, and I think that especially after the holidays, we get overwhelmed, we get run down, and it is the perfect time to take care of ourselves. And as far as money goes, yeah, some of us might be a little spent, but in my experience, when you need to do something like this, the money will always come. The universe provides. You just trust and allow. And it just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time. You just got to trust it.
I know that's the scariest part sometimes is it's when we're really like, oh no, I have no money, I have no time, I can't do this, I can't do that. But we know it's something that we want to do, and we know it's going to be good for us. And then we take that leap, and we allow ourselves to jump into the abyss of the unknown, and then the universe just catches you. But it's scary at times because it's like, well, I can't do that. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the this. And then you have this little voice in the back of your head, like the God voice being like, hey, well, can you just trust me? Can you just allow yourself to be supported, allow yourself to be received, to be held, to be loved, to be provided for? And it's a practice too. Once you get in the practice of taking a leap and seeing, oh, wow, I was supported, then you become more comfortable doing it. And then it just gets easier and easier and easier. But it's true that first one, everything in your ego is like, no, don't do it. I'm going to die. But that's just the ego.
Yeah, totally. That fear will keep us back from doing so many amazing things for ourselves. And I've seen that so much in my life where I almost let fear keep me away from doing something. And then being so grateful that I didn't allow that to happen, because it was the most expansive and wonderful experience I ever could have had at that moment in my life. So yeah, let all that fear go. If your intuition is guiding you and you're listening to that, like I like to call it, that angel on the side, on your shoulder, not the devil side, and you're listening to your higher self, then that's always the way to go. Never do anything different than what your higher self says for you to do. It's just counterproductive. Yeah.
So good. I completely agree. Even me moving out to LA, I mean, I don't really get afraid of making big changes in my life because I've just done it so much. But even just that, it's a huge shift, going from living on my own in my own beautiful condo to having everything and just easy going, and to moving into a place where it's a communal living, where there are 9 people living here, retreats every single week, like magicians and wizards and everything and anything. Like this place is such a wonderful, magical circus a lot of the time. And I was like, really? Am I going to do that? Like, is it going to be okay? Is it going to work out? Am I going to like the people? Like, am I getting, all of these,
the questions.
All the questions come in. But in my being, I was like, there's a knowingness that I'm meant to be there. And I'm like, I'm just going to work. And I was like, who's going to take over my condo? Like, am I going to pay for 2 rents? And it just got taken care of. Somebody popped up saying, I want your place for the next several months. Like, it all just worked out as soon as I committed, as soon as I said yes to myself.
As soon as you trusted that knowing, then the universe just handled it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so beautiful when we can just trust in this way. Life really is truly magical. And I bet that that's what people are learning at the Manor, how to do just this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, I've just made like the bestest of friends. Anyone that's anyone listening that you have been here, I'm going to just shout out to Jesse and Jordan and Jada and Amber and Ambrosia and like Alexa, Brandon. There's been so many people that have been incredible. Jesse and Jess and Amanda. Like, we have had, I've just made the best friends, and amazing. It's so wonderful. There's something irreplaceable about finding people who really understand you, who really see you, who really, really care about you, and who get it because they're on the same wavelength. And that's what this place attracts, soul family. And if you've never experienced soul family, get on a call with Brandon and come on over to the Manor. We want you here.
There's really nothing like it. And like you were talking about earlier, going through these in-depth, heart-opening experiences together, that's how you create best friends for life.
Yeah.
You understand each other. It doesn't matter where you came from, what your beliefs are. The fact that you were together in this container, in that open-hearted space, that's all that matters. And so, yeah, I love it. That soul family, that lifelong best friend. Yeah. And like you said, nothing like it. It feels so, so good. Just knowing that your family is out there. You don't need to see them every day. It's just knowing that you're supported, you're not alone. Yeah. Great to have the fam.
That was so huge for me. I've always been very popular, and I'm not trying to brag here. I've just always been like very outgoing, tall, and kind of pretty. And like, so as a kid, people just liked me. It was easy for me to make friends. I was kind of one of the popular kids, and yet I always felt alone. I always felt so lonely. Like no one ever understood me. I was like the weird one, the crazy one, the one with all these thoughts and beliefs, and I did things different. And my whole life until about 4 years ago, I felt so lonely. Like there was no one that really understood me. And for me, it took going to a mastermind, to going to a conscious event. And for the first time, I connected with people who saw me and who thought the way I thought and who felt the way I felt and who would have the conversations about the things that I think about where everyone else told me that I'm crazy. And it was the most relieving like most relieving and nourishing experience I've ever had, to come into that space with other people who get you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was exactly my experience. I always say, we come into this world feeling so alone so that we can remember that we're not. Never alone. Never, never, never alone. But yeah, it takes coming together with your tribe, people who think and feel and behave sometimes in the way that you do, at least get you on that other level. Yeah. And then you're like, all right, sweet. Yes, this is home. It feels like home.
Yeah, absolutely. So good. Is there an edge that you're working with right now? Is there something in your life where you're working on, like surrendering or trusting, or there's fear coming in? Like, what's one of your edges right now?
You know what's funny? This year, I'm so over the fear bit. Like, I look back over my life. I'm going to be 43 in a couple of weeks, right?
Oh, wow.
I know. And it's like all of the shit I used to worry about when I was younger, 10 plus years ago, none of it matters. I stressed about stuff that was so irrelevant to stress about. And so now I just let it all go. It's a lot easier. Not that the fears don't come up. But yeah, I'm just able to see it in a more balanced way, I think. And so now I'm just focusing on expanding and really doing my work.
Yeah. So, something that I'll say, sometimes age really doesn't matter. And sometimes I will say that for anyone listening out there who's like in your teens or 20s, it gets easier.
Totally.
Let me just tell you, I'm 31 and I love being in my 30s. And there's still a lot of questions and lack of clarity and challenges. And I'm like, wow, when I talk to women in their 40s and then in their 50s, they're like, Sam, it gets so much better. It gets so much easier. Just trust that. And so I love that you share that. And for anyone going through big challenges, especially when you're younger, just trust that it's all happening for you. There's a higher purpose. It does get better. It does work itself out. Even when it feels like there's no way out, there is. There is. Continue to trust, continue to allow yourself to be supported. And then do one thing. Ask yourself, well, what's one little thing that I can do that could make a difference right now? And just focus on that one little thing each day that you can add into your life or take out of your life to start feeling a little bit better.
This aging thing, women oftentimes don't want to age, don't want to get older. It's like, we're anti-aging as a society, right? But I've always loved getting older because I know that this wisdom is coming. And I look forward to being 50 and 60 and 70 because when I'm 70, like, watch out. I'm going to be so badass. I'm so not going to give a shit about anything, And I see myself being like 80, rocking a mohawk, like a gray mohawk, and just being like, what? saying what I think. Yeah.
I agree. Honestly, people are like, what is your biggest dream in life? And for me, it's to be a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, to have grandchildren, but also to just be this badass, irreverent, tattooed,
Yes.
ridiculous grandma. And my grandma does grandma so well. She is irreverent. She's just badass. She eats what she wants. She says what she wants.
Yep.
She's like, girl, I earned this. And I'm
Exactly.
like, yes, you did.
Yes. And we can all learn a lot from that. Looking to our elders and be like, okay, what did you learn? They learned none of this stuff matters. It matters your family, your connection, your open-heartedness, how much you live in service to others every day.
Yeah, my grandma, she's way smarter than me, and she knows me so well. And I'm like my grandma, but I'm quite like my grandpa, he's Cancer, and he's like really intense and like kind of stubborn and like rickety. And my grandma, she's just like she just laughs at everything, and she's never been sick a day in her life. She's never been on medications, and she doesn't exercise or eat well, but she's just happy. And she always says to me, she's like, Sam, you just got to let it go. You just got to laugh it off. Watch it wash away. And I'm somebody where I like to fester in it sometimes. And I like to get all agitated and be right and prove myself. And she's like, it's not worth it, girl.
Yep.
Let it go. Let it go. Yep. And so I always have my grandma's voice in my mind, just like, Sam, chill out.
That's so perfect, because that's exactly what I've been learning to do this year is just let it all go.
Yeah.
I can't control it. It's not about me. Just let it all go. Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. I love it.
So for all you listeners out there, what is something that you are letting go of? What is a thought pattern or a habit or behavior or a relationship or a job? What is it? What is it that you know is just not serving you anymore and you get to let go of? We want to know. Let us know in the Facebook group, because we're having some good conversations in there. So,
oh yeah, it's been great. Yes. And if you're not on the Facebook group, please join us. And also you can reach out to Samantha or I and become our Facebook friends. If you're not already, we would love to be friends with you.
I've actually hit my max capacity of friends on Facebook. I hate how they only have 5,000. That's ridiculous. So reach out on Instagram.
Well, I haven't, you guys. I'm not as cool as Samantha. So I have plenty of room for you.
Honestly, Facebook, if you're listening, please take off that 5,000 limit.
Right? Yeah, that'd be nice.
Don't restrict us in our stupidity.
You may only have a certain amount of friends. Yeah. That's great.
I hate all limitations. Anytime there's a limit or a rule, my rebellious side comes out, and I'm like, don't tell me that.
Exactly. You don't try to put me in a box.
I'm too big for your box.
Exactly. We do not do boxes around here. Yep. Love it.
Oh, well, I'm so excited that you're going to be in LA. One of my business partners, she's going to be at the Conscious Living Expo.
Conscious Life
Expo as well. So I will be there too.
Good. Oh, awesome.
In the area, come and hang out with us. We would love to see you.
Exactly. And I think that's the week that there's some spots in the Manor, is there not?
Yes. So
that means I will be there that week. So that'll be fun. Oh, nice. I'll get to meet whoever signs up. So yeah.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Not the whole week. I'll be there for a couple days.
Yeah. Fun.
Yes. Looking forward to that a lot, because really I go to this event every year and I always enjoy it. They have wonderful speakers. The community is really fun. There's thousands and thousands of people. So talk about, getting together and meeting some tribe. That's definitely a good place to do it. And then to listen to all these amazing speakers. And I, for one, am really excited to see Russell Brand, because I've loved him for a long time. And I just love his mind and how witty and quick thinking he is. And yeah.
Same. I'm going to become best friends with Russell Brand.
I always want to be best friends with him too. I think a lot of people want to be his best friend.
Yeah. But I am becoming Russell Brand's best friend. I am anchoring that into the universe. Russell Brand, when you're listening to this, when we're already best friends and I'm showing you this episode, you're welcome, Russell. You're welcome.
I love it. And that is how you create, everybody. That's how you manifest. I am doing this. Yeah.
Yes. So good. Awesome. So This was fun.
It was so fun. It always is fun.
I want all of you listeners to come hang out with us. And yeah, choose you this year. Let go of the bullshit that does not serve you and choose yourself. Come into alignment, connect with soul family. And just, keep being a beautiful, positive head. We appreciate you so much in this community, and we'd love to hear more from you. So definitely, like Eric has said, join the Facebook group, reach out to us, be our friends, have these conversations, because it's a dialogue, it's a community. We get to come together and explore these things together. So thank you just so much for being here.
Yes. And I love learning and understanding from one another. So that's the biggest thing that I see on the Facebook group is sharing perspectives and learning and understanding different viewpoints. It's important that we all do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are out of imaginary time for today, everyone. We're going to leave you with a song. This is Ayla Nerio, Beacon. Until next time, love you all.
And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talk with Brandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.
Say what you will. The great turning has come. We the shining forest to the darkness belong. To the darkness bring beacons, rooted deep, standing strong. We the shining forest to the darkness